international ministries. Wasn't nothing international about this little ass hot box. There was nothing international about none of this. This was as local. He had a bodega church talking about international ministry. Wow, would you scamming people out of the country? Did you have a camera set up so they looking at you in that little hot box and they giving out money from Africa and London? We fall down.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
We fall down and we get up. We fall down and we get up. They finally then sentenced Bishop Whitehead. Now, if y'all don't remember, Bishop Whitehead is the same pastor that allegedly staged his own robbery on live, where a man came in his church with a gun. Remember, it wasn't nothing but a little itty bitty church. He was in nothing but a Chinese sweatbox, calling it a church, just put up a couple cloths in the background and a pulpit, wasn't no seating. He had a church you could only fit 20 members in. And then staged his own robbery, allegedly. Then the people said he was committing fraud in the church. Hold on, let me go to this other one. Because remember, they said Bishop Lamor Whitehead convicted of multiple fraud charges for allegedly scamming church members out of her $90K retirement savings. And I heard she wasn't the only person he scammed. But then he said, the story isn't over. It's just a new chapter. Stay tuned. God is still God. They can all laugh now and talk. He said they can all laugh now and talk. Well, we talking because we fall down and we get up. After this, Jesus will still get the glory. Stay tuned for the new chapter called The Truth and Vindication. I didn't see no vindication, but that old lady's $90,000. Hopefully she get her money back. Bishop Lamor Whitehead. Now let's fast forward to today. This was the day of vindication that he was talking about. Bishop Lamor Whitehead sentenced to 9 years in prison for using his position to carry out multiple. We fall down, yes, and we get up.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
Multiple financial scams, all right? Let's read this real quick. The verdict is in. On Monday, a judge sentenced Bishop Lamor Whitehead to 9 years in prison for scamming a member of his church of her life savings. The woman had $90,000. Why, Bishop? Why? In addition to carrying out other scams, Judge Lorna Schofield handed down the sentence after hearing about Whitehead misusing his position as a pastor at the Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries in Kanarazi, okay, to financially destroy victims. The New York Daily News. Now, it's funny that the church was called International Ministry, Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries. Wasn't nothing international about this little ass hot box. There was nothing international about none of this. This was as local. He had a bodega church talking about international ministry. Wow, would you scamming people out of the country? Did you have a camera set up so they looking at you in that little hot box and they giving out money from Africa and London? We fall down As we previously reported, Whitehead was found guilty of 5 counts, including wire fraud, attempted extortion, lying to the FBI, and other charges connected to other financial schemes. One of the victims was a member of his congregation from whom Whitehead stole $90,000 after promising to help her find a home to live in. The woman needed a house, Bishop. Why, Bishop? Why? Manhattan U.S. Attorney Damon Williams spoke on Whitehead's sentencing in the statement. He said Lamor Whitehead is a con man who stole millions of dollars in a string of financial frauds and even stole from one of his parishioners. He lied to federal agents. He lied. Remember Kendrick? He lied. And again to the court at his trial. Lied to the agents, lied to the court. Today's sentence puts an end to his various schemes and reflects the office of commitment to bringing accountability to those who abuse their position of trust. We fall down and we get up. We fall down and we get up. Sing it, church.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
Fall down. I can't sing the rest of the song, y'all, because I don't know the words. I forgot them. I ain't been to church in like 20 years. Now, we got some important questions. Number one, what's going to happen to the family? Did the wife leave him? I remember he was on Instagram putting up posts, getting 2 likes. He still had like 3 members talking about, it's going to be okay, Bishop. You going to make it out, Bishop. Lord got your back, Bishop. Bishop. And he going live with 3 people watching, but he suited and booted. Now, this kind of remind me, if you from Detroit, you remember Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick. He was the hip-hop mayor. And when he went to jail, he lost his wife and his kids. And he ain't got out now. I think he did like maybe 10 years. This almost about the same time as Bishop Whitehead. I can't remember how many years Kwame did. But he got out and he had to start a whole new family because he wasn't getting his old wife back. He wasn't getting his old kids back. Okay? They was gone. But the difference between Bishop Whitehead and Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick is Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick had enough sense that when he was running for mayor, he took the earring out. And at least when he became mayor and he put the earring back in his ear, yes, this was a real thing. The nigga thought he was being slick. He ran for mayor. He put the earring out. He was real like, he was blending in with the white folks. Okay? Then as soon as he got the job, he started taking the Lincolns and stuff to the hood. He started, passing out packs to the niggas from the block. Okay? He started messing with somebody in his cabinet or representative, somebody who worked with him, Christine Beatty, if y'all remember. And crazy enough, Christine Beatty, she out living her best life. I saw her out with Michelle Obama. She was able to escape the fraud and all the shit Kwame went down for. She's doing good. See, this is some Detroit shit. A lot of y'all don't care about this. But my whole point is, at least Kwame, he waited till he got in the office to start showing his ass. Bishop Whitehead was still in that sweatbox wearing Gucci and Fendi suits with a big old chain talking about, I'm taking out the Rolls Royce. Oh, it's a beautiful day. God is good. And some people still say, because Bishop Lamor Whitehead had a association to the mayor of New York. Hey, nigga, donate. Hit the super chat. Scan the PayPal. Hit the Cash App. Thank you. Have a blessed day. That mayor hands might be a little dirty too. I'm not going to get into that because I don't know that much, but that's just what my people from New York tell me. They just don't really like that New York mayor. They don't like what he's doing with the migrants, okay? But keeping it on Bishop Whitehead, too flossy, too flexy. And I'll be honest with you, it was a time, and A couple of my friends could tell you. Hell, I think even my mama could tell you. I thought Bishop Lamor Whitehead was just, wearing some flashy shit. I thought he was trying to appeal to the kids. I was like, well, maybe he trying to get the youth into the church. Maybe he just trying to be fly. Maybe he trying to do it different. Because I noticed now a lot of these young pastors, I was looking at, speaking of TD Jakes.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
I was looking at TD Jakes' daughter, who has been kind of heavily in ministry. Because I'm still kind of keeping track. Because a lot of these pastors, they got some shit going on. And what you don't realize is a lot of these black pastors with these mega churches, they got these, rich gospel families where basically the whole family is rich and they all eating off the church. And so it's usually somebody else within the pastor's family that's kind of taking up the mantle of being a pastor. So speaking of TD Jakes, my bad. TD Jakes got a daughter. And I was looking at TD Jakes' daughter, and she seems to be kind of bringing some of that young energy to the church. And I noticed that's what these old pastors, what they need to be doing is letting their kids come in, kind of carry the ministry, and let them bring in some of that young energy. So that's what I kind of thought that Bishop Lamor Whitehead was doing. But to tell you the truth, he was too over the top. Wearing chains and jewelry and all this shit, Gucci, Louis, and them suits, I don't think they was real. Was them suits real? I think a few might have been real, but I don't know if everybody was selling that suit. This suit he got on right now, is this a real Fendi suit? And if it was, this shit was too expensive for you to be wearing on the pulpit. And not only was he too flashy, he was too cocky. He thought because he had a couple of dollars and he had a Bentley and he had jewelry and he had this big old house and a closet, his closet was bigger than his motherfucking church. Lord, forgive me for saying church and cussing at the same time. But this man brought it out of me. The man's closet was bigger than his church. And he thought all of that luxury would stop people into looking at him as a scammer. He thought his connections, see, y'all don't know, Bishop Lamor Whitehead, he was hanging out with all the big pastors. He was hanging out with celebrities. I just said he was hanging out with the mayor. He thought these things would help hide the scams and the fuckery. They said he was trying to strong arm people into paying money, telling people he was going to do this and do that. As the report said, that young lady, because I know she was a senior citizen, but she's a young lady. When you get robbed for $90,000, the least a nigga can do is address you as a beautiful young lady. Because I don't think she got her money back yet. She might get it soon. But hell, her grandkids might get that money. Her kids might get that money before her. But at least some justice has been set down. He went to jail. But like I said, that lady wasn't the only person he was doing that to. And he really thought he was going to slide through. When you looking all loud, you dressing all loud. That's the thing about us as niggas. We can never do a scam and make some money in silence. Every time you see on the news, I saw this report the other day. This guy, he worked at the bank. He was stealing all of this money. What do? He go buy a Mercedes and buying jewelry. Being all loud. It was another woman. She worked at a department store. I don't know if y'all remember her. She was scheming off credit cards. What do? She take a trip to the Bahamas and she go buy a expensive ass car. I think she bought a Tesla or something like that. It was another girl. I think she was from Texas or something, or she might have been from Michigan. She was getting over on the taxes. She had some scheme where she was getting millions of dollars every tax time. What is she doing? She got pink Mercedes, pink Bentley. She thought she was Nicki Minaj. People looking, where you getting all this money from? If you doing some fuckery, at least have the decency to do it in silence. I think even the police respect that. Now, if you slip up, they still gonna come get you, but it's a whole nother disdain they got for people who just in their face fucking around. You just in their face. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I bet you gonna care now after them 9 years. And look, 9 years, you know, I hear how jail goes sometime. You can get that reduced to about 5, maybe 4. But I think he gonna at least, for doing that to that old lady, he gonna at least have to do 4. Maybe 5. I can see him maybe getting out with good behavior with 5 years. But is your wife gonna be around, Bishop Whitehead? Your kids gonna be 5 years older? You didn't embarrass them. And see, that's the thing. The family is embarrassed. Not just the wife and the kids, the mother, the father, anybody associated with him. Them kids gonna have to go to school and deal with that. That wife gonna have to go around the world. She might have to get a job. I don't know if there's money left for her, but she gonna have that stain of him on her. And what some people have to do, like I talked about the Detroit mayor that went down, I heard that his wife, she changed his original wife, because he got a new wife now. She changed her last name and the kid's last name so they wouldn't have to deal with that shame of Kwame Kilpatrick. That might be what Bishop Lamor Whitehead's family does. Sad situation, very ignorant, very stupid. Let me know what y'all think about this. Like the video and subscribe. We out.